Let us know in the chat if you were there that day.
Daughters and sisters, mothers and wives, every woman in every walk of life.
No ceiling can stop us. We're not here to ask. It's time.
We're here to shatter that glass. We made a resolution
to amend the Constitution
and ratify the ERA.
Oh. Women across the Commonwealth and country are demanding our equality without an apology.
My daughter in this picture that was taken 44 years ago, and we were on the mall in Washington, D.C. for the Equal Rights Amendment. 44 years is a long time to wait.
For these 24 words, to be the law of the land for every woman and girl.
We've come a long way.
And I don't know about you, but I think that it's right on time for Virginia to finally be on the right side of history.
It's not too late. Together we will find a way. Oh, yeah.
We live in a first-class country, Madam Speaker, but so many women are treated like second-class citizens. There are so many women, including those in this room, who paved the way for women like me. And none, Madam Speaker, none of this would have been possible without the incredible fighters for equality.
ERA! ERA! Ratify the ERA! 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 Ratify the ERA!
Equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex.
Equality of rights under the law shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex.
It is time to guarantee true gender equality under the United States Constitution.
It is time to change our standard of equal to truly mean equal, regardless of sex.
And I want to be unequivocally clear that there is only one way to spell equality, and that is simply ERA. Thank you, Madam
Speaker. All those in favor of the resolution, that the resolution pass, vote aye. Ayes 59, nays 41, abstention 0. For the women of Virginia and the women of America, the resolution has finally passed.
Now, if that didn't get the chills up your back or your spine, and I know that I saw some people that were there, Lisa Howard's in the room, other equality champions. So let us know if you were there and why we wanted to start out. We had a debate what to start out with today. And so we wanted to make sure that we got people to remember that memory muscle of how we got here, why Virginia is in the place it is. So as your MC tonight, helping us through this fantastic program, I want to say I'm Catherine White, one of the friends of the team of Network Nova that's here helping with Stair Calhoun up there in controls on the team. Fennell Norton is here tonight, also of Network Nova and the Friday Power Lunch. Robin Warner, welcome to Robin, Postcards of Virginia, Network Nova. And if I gave everybody's affiliations, there'd be 8 of us would each have an affiliation. And also, we have Andrea Miller here today, National Women's Political Caucus. Great that we see Andrea talk about this great movement we have. There's so much to talk about tonight. Andrea Miller is a backbone of that. And Penny Blue will be here from Red Wine and Blue as well. And it's so exciting because Ellie Schmill is here tonight, one of our top speakers, the president of Feminist Majority. And then later, we're going to hear from Senator Danica Rome and Congresswoman Jennifer McClellan. We have put together a fantastic show tonight, because we know how important it is that we come together and we work on this Virginia election, because we have to win. So much is at stake, and it can't be about the candidates, and it can't be about this and that, because we won and we turned the state blue because we wanted something bad, and we wanted that Equal Rights Amendment ratified. And we formed a coalition of partners of women across Virginia and groups, and some of them are here. So we know the Equality Coalition, and we know the different partners, and from Planned Parenthood, Repo Rising, Rural Ground Game. There are so many organizations that have worked on women's issues. And we know what will happen in Virginia when we win. We'll be able to protect our constitutional rights, repro rights. We know what's at stake. So we want to take that fire that's going on against really the fascism and authoritarianism that's going on in this country and funnel it into Virginia. So if you're in Virginia, you already know your marching orders, and you're now with a bunch of women that are going to talk tonight about how we're going to get fired up to go. And if you're from out of state, welcome, because we're going to need you. So I want to make sure that I welcome our next guest, who really was the brain spirit of why we're together tonight. And that's Cobby Hoffman. Cobby, so excited. Let's spotlight Cobby, please. She is the president of Virginia Now, to just talk about Virginia Now and get this party started.
Yeah, it is. It is so great. It is so great to be here with activists, sharing what you can do to energize voters and mobilize them to make a difference in the 2025 Virginia election. You know, when we women and feminists work together, we have fun and we get it done. So I'm really looking forward to this. I must say, I've been canvassing for Abigail. I've been writing postcards for Katie last Saturday, and I now have a stack of 30 postcards because Charlottesville's going to put out thousands for Lily. So we only have 4 days till Labor Day. We've got 22 days till early voting, September 19. That's only 3 weeks away in here. And we've got 68 days until November 4th, when we elect a governor, a lieutenant governor, attorney general, and 100 delegates into the House. So you're here. So I know you Virginians are going to vote. I know you all know that every vote counts, that every election counts, and especially now. And I know you're brave and you're strong, because we make calls and we knock on doors and talk to strangers. So, but the key is, and really why we're here together, all gathering together, is that Virginia is a critical race. It is going to make the difference. It's the first step to showing and turning around what our citizens want, where we're going as a country, and what we want our future to be. So there are only 2 states. This is a governor race. There's only 2 states in the US, New Jersey and Virginia. So we will have the attention of the nation. And so that sets us up for the midterms in 2026 and the presidential in 2028 and beyond. But we can't have people stay home. No. We just can't, or we lose. So we need others to realize how important this election is. We need to help them. And we need them to know that they got to get out. They got to act. They got to use the power of their vote. Because when you and I and our families and friends, when we come together, we rally, we get charged up, and we get out there, we vote, and we win. So we did it. We did it when we ratified the Equal Rights Amendment as the 38th state and meeting Article 5 in the US Constitution. And we need to do it again. So let us ensure recognition for the Equal Rights Amendment, ERA, and for women's rights in general. We can do it. We can do this again. We've had like 60 some groups and tons of people being foot soldiers, and it makes the difference. So together, we can ensure that we have our democracy, equality, and liberty. So yeah. Virginia Now, which is the National Organization for Women, we have a PAC. We're nonpartisan, and we endorse candidates who are committed to constitutional equality, economic justice, racial justice, reproductive justice, LGBTQIA plus rights, and eliminating violence against women. I'll tell you what, as a woman, women and minorities are sick and tired of being second-class citizens, and we will not go back. We are going forward, and we're going forward together, and we're going to have fun. I mean, it is wonderful to get out and be with old friends and meet wonderful new people. So at vanow.org, go pick an endorsed candidate. We even notify which ones are close races. Under the picture, it's a hot link to their site. And below that is a hot link to general information. So pick it up. Pick a candidate, ask them, knock on doors. There's nothing better than one-to-one communications. Call them, leave them messages, send them postcards, give them funds, talk to everybody. Just talk to everyone and personally invite people to go vote. I would love to see all the voters come out on the first early voting day. We would make national history and get a lot of attention in Virginia and all over. So now it is a pleasure for me to welcome Ellie Smeal. And with gratitude, I can say I served on the national board with her and have had her strong leadership when she was president of NOW twice. We all know her as a brilliant strategist, and that she can rally hundreds of thousands of people come out and march. She'll speak out and tell you the way it is. She's now been recognized with a presidential medal, and she stands for equality and women's rights. So here's Ellie. Thank you, Ellie.
Thank you so much. And here we are. Everything you said, I say ditto. And basically, we have to focus. We have to win. Right now, as Hobby said, every delegate is up for election, and we only have a 1-vote majority. We cannot lose this majority. And so we got to make it bigger, and we have to focus. The feminist majority will be focusing on campuses. We are registering and asking and urging them to vote, the college students. Their whole life is at stake, or their opportunities. We can do this. We've done it before, and we can do it again. And so basically, we have to make sure that we pick something to just focus on. The feminist majority has decided it's going to focus on at least 15, but maybe more college teams, asking people to vote, asking young people to vote, and to make it in their lifetime. But now, we feel very strongly that we need volunteers as well as paid. And so for the team that is going to put the most work in, we are paying wages, but we need huge numbers of volunteers, and we need volunteers of all ages. You don't have to be young to be working on this. In fact, we need all ages to tell people exactly how it is, how it was, et cetera. So what we're keep on saying is focus, because they're going to say it's not important. We know that this is the most important election in 2025. If we win, it will send a message to the rest of the country that the Trump administration is a total failure. Now, I know we're supposed to be, a lot of groups have to be bipartisan. That's or not partisan. That's their thing. That's fine. But I can tell you, we need some people to be bipartisan. We need to tell people the truth. The truth is, if we lose both houses, and right now we have the House up, and we only have that 1-vote margin, but our margin in the Senate's not that big either. And then when you put off the top 3, and right now I'm sure you've seen that the governor's race is getting close. The lieutenant governor's race is getting close, and everybody's worried about the attorney general as well. So basically, we need a blue state, and it is so important for the passage of the RA, but it's also important for reproductive rights. We know what has happened in state after state. If the opposition gets the vote, they will vote away reproductive rights. And right now, Virginia is probably the only state in the South that we have. So women's lives are dependent on it. And of course, their futures are dependent on the ERA. So you have both the past and the future. And I know we can do it. Everybody said we would never pass the Equal Rights Amendment. It was stuck in committee for 40 years by very conservative Republicans most of that time. Well, it's over with. We have the House, and we have a brilliant leader, Charnel Herring, who has helped make all this happen. And so I'm excited, to tell you the truth. I love being on the campaign trail. I love everybody feeling that they can make a difference, because they can. And I think older people have just as much responsibility as young people in changing this. God knows we've tried. Now we're so close it isn't funny, and we have ratified the Equal Rights Amendment. Remember that. We have all 38 states. We have ratified the amendment. What we now need is Congress to act for the amendment. And it says right in there that Congress has the power to enforce. That's the second section of the Equal Rights Amendment. So we want it all to be happening. And basically, I don't want to be repetitive. I want everybody to get a chance. I know I've spent 55 years fighting for this, and I can tell you it's been worth everything. Just think all of the gains that women have made so far, and just think of how many more gains we will make. We will have an equal society, and we're so close. And in my opinion, we have it. We just have to make it official. And if we win big, it will be a bellwether to the other states and to other people that it can be done and will be done. And so when I say it can be done, we just need to keep the states. We need to not allow anybody to go backwards, and we have to definitely get the Congress moving. So this is a prelude to 2026. It not only helps us in the fight here, but it will be nationwide, I guarantee you, if we carry it on November 6th in Virginia.
November 4th.
November 4th. Did I say 6th? I did.
November 4th,
yeah. Anyway, basically, that threw me off. But anyway, we'll be there at the right time. And I thank everybody for being here. And remember, age doesn't matter. We need people. And we need especially the youth vote, because it's new voters. I think we're going to make it, and let's make it happen.
Well, stay with me, Ellie, because I want to thank you. First of all, round of applause in the room. And I want to remind people, I'm just going to say, just go out and say it. We got to think differently. We got to think differently and remind ourselves why we're blue. Like Ellie said, I mean, we were not, when I got into this game, it was an election game. We were down, and the only way to change it was to win elections. I didn't care about the candidates. I didn't care about Ralph Northam, if he looked good, if his pants were up and with suspenders or a belt. I didn't care, because I wanted that equality. I wanted the equal rights. The fire in your belly right now has to be not about a candidate, and it has to be about what we need to gain, what we need to save for the state. I want us to think differently about this election right now. All the women in this room, it is about our energy. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you in the room, and what Ellie has done, what Andrea Miller has done, what Elaine Davis in this room has done, what Pat Roos has done. Connie, I see all these feminists in here. We did this. It's blue. We are somewhat have made a safe place for women to come get reproductive rights, because we did it, and not because we got caught up in this nonsense about some of this stuff going on with our party, whatever. We have to fight for our rights. Right, Ellie?
Absolutely. And we have to know that no one gave us the vote. And how dare them to say now that they're willing to take it away, that the Secretary of State's willing to say, we should show our anger and we should show our courage, and we are going to make it. And my goodness, you look at the caliber of the opposition, you know, even more that we're going to make it.
Yeah, but we got to get pissed off, Ellie, and I'm glad
that's
to get
right.
Right?
That's it. I tell you, it's important, because it gives you more energy, and we need the energy. But to think that they would nominate someone to be the head of the Secretary of Defense who believes women should submit to men and there should be one vote per household, and that vote should be cast by a male. Give me a break.
Yes.
I was just in Tennessee talking, speaking obviously about the same subject, and I don't want to go in that long, but a young woman was sitting there overhearing what we're saying, and she said, "Are you kidding? Did someone really say they want to take away the vote?" We said, "Yes." She said, "What planet is he living on? What century is he working in?"
Mm-hmm. Well, with that, I want to say that we have another woman in charge that we'd like to bring into the room. And Ellie, I got you fired up, and I'm going to keep you when we keep talking throughout this hour. I'm so excited you'll be with us. And I think Congresswoman Jennifer McClellan's in the room. So I would love to put a woman in charge. In charge. Let's get Jennifer up. In charge. Yeah, right? Are you fired up? Because we want to make sure people in this room get the message of how we did it and how we're going to do it.
Well, thank you all, everybody, for having me on and for being on tonight. It is a beautiful night. It feels like a fall night, and you could be doing anything, but you're on this Zoom because you care about democracy, and you care about improving people's lives, and you care about fighting back against this backlash to progress, because, you know, this country was founded on a wonderful radical idea of the power of the government being derived from the people, but it didn't include us. And we fought to make sure that it included us. And now we're fighting that backlash, and we got to fight to continue to make sure that it includes us, because as former, the late Congressman John Lewis says, democracy is not a state. It is an act that requires every generation to do its part to build a beloved community. And that means that democracy in and of itself, while important, is not the goal. It's what you do with it. Are you building stronger communities? Are you building an America where you don't go bankrupt just trying to get childcare, where you don't go bankrupt just trying to get access to quality health care, where you have government leaders who are working to address rising costs, not make them worse? And everything is at stake. And I don't have to tell you that. You know that because you're on this call. But let me make a couple of connections between what's happening in Washington and why it is so important that we elect Abigail Spanberger, Ghazala Hashmi, Jay Jones, and get the majority. And I'm coming to you from my car because I just left an event for Lily Franklin, a phenomenal young woman who's going to win out in Blacksburg, and bring her perspective to the General Assembly as she fights to be a voice for people in Southwest Virginia who right now don't have a voice. So look, everything in Washington is terrible. Everything in Washington is terrible, from the big ugly bill that is stripping health care and food assistance from everybody and shifting federal investment from the bottom 10% of workers to the top, to the SAVE Act that the House passed that would put barriers in the way of people voting, including women who have changed their name either through marriage or through other means. Everything in Washington is terrible. And until we take back the U.S. House of Representatives, the only backstop is the states. The only backstop is whether we have a governor who's going to fight for all Virginians, whether they're federal employees or whether they're children. We need to know we're going to have a lieutenant governor who will break ties in that one-seat majority in the Senate in a way that centers every Virginian and not just a select few. We need an attorney general who's actually going to sue Donald Trump on behalf of Virginians when his policies hurt us. And we need to make sure that we get the General Assembly so that we can pass a constitutional amendment for reproductive freedom, so that the decision of when, whether, and how to become a parent or your healthcare decisions are between you and your provider. We need to make sure that we are passing a constitutional amendment to protect marriage equality in Virginia. And we're passing a constitutional amendment to finally get rid of that last vestige of voter suppression that was put in place in the 1902 Constitution of Virginia, felony disenfranchisement, where only the governor can restore people's rights. They ought to be automatic once they've served their time. And so those are just a few of the things on the ballot. And you've already heard how this election is going to be a bellwether to send a message that what MAGA Republicans and Donald Trump are trying to do is not American. It's not American, and we want to take our country back. And this is going to put the momentum in place to help us win back the House next year, because the majority in the U.S. House is coming through Virginia. They're coming after Eugene Vindman, and we won't take the majority back if we don't win Virginia 2, Virginia 1, and we're going to even stretch, and maybe we can get 5 if we can have a really good night. But all of that work starts today. It actually already started years ago. Many of you helped, but we gotta dig in and make sure that we're not just preaching to the choir, but we are singing beyond to people who aren't watching the news. And you'd be surprised how many people come out and vote who aren't watching the news. There are people out there that don't even know there's an election. They don't know why they should vote for a governor. They think, well, I did my part. I voted for president. Why should I care about the governor? You need to go and meet people where they are with facts, with what's at stake in this election, and why Abigail, Ghazala, Jay, and all of our candidates in the House are going to fight for them, fight to lower costs, fight for better community, for safer communities and healthy communities. But that won't happen if we don't win these seats. And then we can rest for maybe a day or two. I never rest, but actually I do. I take that back. But I don't rest long, because we got a lot of work to do to make sure that we take back the U.S. House. But that work starts right now on November 4th with everything that you all are going to do. And we know no matter what, we're going to make history in Virginia by putting a woman in the governor's mansion. But we got to make sure it's Abigail Spanberger, a woman who will leave no Virginian behind.
As I say, a pro-choice woman, a pro-equality woman, because we need to make history and put another woman in charge. I'm so grateful to see you. And I'm wondering, so Lily Franklin, we're going to go out and support her. And there's so many wonderful women on the ballot, and just men and women, but we do have a historic number again of women stepping up and running. So your view of that with all the delegates across, and what you're seeing when you're going around helping, what is the energy? We're a little worried. We see a little voter apathy. So that's why we want to make sure we are just getting that fire out there. But
there's so much energy. Actually, we were out here, I'm in Blacksburg. School just started at Virginia Tech. I think last week they've already registered 600 voters.
Nice.
And this is the Lily's campaign that's registered these voters. So there is a lot of energy, but we cannot take our foot off the gas. We got Kimberly Pope Adams down in Petersburg. Both of these candidates.
Cole. I want to say something. If you're a delegate in the room, put your hand up so we know you're in the room. And I think what you're saying is we really see the energy when we have these delegates sitting in the 100 seats. That's really where they're the local energy. People are excited.
But not only that, let me just say again, I cannot reiterate enough I'm going to channel Louise Lucas for a minute. All of the shit coming out of DC, it's the Virginia state government that's going to have to make some really tough decisions about how it's going to respond. And we need more women to be at the table who understand what it's like to be, to have to worry about childcare, access to comprehensive health care.
Yes.
And we need to make sure we're making history again.
Yes. Well, with that, we'll let you go make some history on your next trip. Safe travels. And I'm so grateful. I know we'll be seeing you are being amazing how you're everywhere. And this really makes a difference when you have somebody, you're in the congressional seat 4 now, and we need more women in Congress, really. And so it really makes a difference. Thank you so much. And just another round for Jennifer McClellan. Great to have her in the room. And let's go to some sleeves up. And we have this great video that Robin's prepared for everybody. Sleeves up. And then we're going to, oh Lord.
We didn't win this time, and that's all right. It doesn't mean that we won't still win this fight. And it's a little darker now, but that's all right. It makes it easier to gather up the light. So wipe your face dry, roll those sleeves up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up. so bad to be so close, to have your dreams seem to all go up in smoke. And I know you're scared now, I know you're tired, but keep your mind set on freedom and your eyes on the prize. So wipe your face dry, roll your sleeves up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up.
98, 99, and 89. Those are 3 red districts. And guess what? Come November, they're going to be blue.
We stop hoping, we stop fighting, and that's how a tyrant wins. It's not a marathon, it's not a sprint. It's a 1,000-day relay race, so rest and resist again. Wipe your face dry, roll your sleeves up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up. We didn't come this far just to come this far when there's so much left to lose. We didn't come this far just to come this far when the future's ours to choose. We didn't come this far just to come this far and not get what we would do. We didn't come this far just to come this far, so put on your marching shoes. Wipe your face dry, roll your sleeves up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up. Wipe your face dry, roll your sleeves up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up. Wipe your face dry, roll your sleeves up. Even when they knock you down, you get back up, you don't give up.
98, 99, and 89. Those are 3 red districts. And guess what? Come November, they're going to be blue.
All right, friend. I'm so grateful to see you. So let's roll the sleeves up.
Yeah, I was going to say for Carrie, we're going to add 100 to that too. It's the red district and we're going to turn that blue too. So yeah. So Catherine, this has been so awesome already. So I get to say a few words. So can I say them?
You could say your words and then Danica's in the room. So you got 2 great things to do. And I'm going to leave you and you're going to get it done.
Okay, perfect. So first of all, I am so excited to be here tonight. What I would say is I'm pretty pissed off too. And it was so wonderful to see Ellie be so angry too, because we have so many women here that we look up to. But women must rise, and we're going to roll our sleeves up, and we are not going to give up. We are going to take all of our allies because we need them, but we are powerful simply because we are women. We are creative, we are strong, and we don't back down. You know, sometimes in the mornings, we wake up and we're a little bit flustered because of all that we've heard the night before. But you know what we do? We shake it right off and we step back up and we get ready to go again. There are days sometimes when you think about all the things that are happening and you are thinking like, well, someone should do this and they should do that and they should do a better job at this. Well, my friend sent me a wonderful article, and the article said, if there's something that you think somebody else should be doing, then you need to figure out how you should do it yourself. If you think there ought to be a better postcard, then make a better postcard. If you think there ought to be a better message, then make a better message. If you think there ought to be a better commercial, make a better commercial. And if you think there ought to be a better candidate, then the next time you be one. So that is what our charge is, to figure out what it is that we are supposed to do, and then we get it done. And I will leave you with the words of Frederick Douglass, and everybody knows that I love him. And he said, I prayed for 15 years and nothing happened until I prayed with my feet. So my question for all of us tonight is, what are we praying for and what are we going to do about it?
I love it. Now, let's get Danica in the room.
Hey, this is Danica. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right. Well, hey, everyone. Welcome. Hi. Just thank you for having me. I'm here at Manassas Park High School for opening night for their football season and all. And I just want to just first off say thank you so much, Catherine, Sarah, everyone, just for networking over for everything you always do, of course. Second here, you know, as we have 3 weeks to go as of tomorrow until the start of early voting, as we have everything on the line this year, I'm very much reminded this year of what we did in 2017 that changed what was possible in American politics together. This year is not unlike that. And at the same time, the stakes are somehow, and this is unfathomable by comparison, somehow even more dire than they were in 2017 when we stepped up and we flipped 15 seats red to blue, including 11 that were won by women. And as executive director of Emerge Virginia, I am now so grateful that we have 17 Emerge alums in the House. And at the time, it was 9 of us were Emerge alums who had flipped seats. And I got to tell you, when we look at our incumbents in the House of Delegates, I think all of our incumbents are returning next year. I think all of them are in really good shape. They're doing the right stuff. And we have an incredible opportunity. Yes, we know that the House caucus is targeting 14 seats. And I've got Emerge alums running in 8 of those seats. So I'm very, very, very excited for us to add a lot of really good women to the mix. Plus, we've got Jesse Anderson and May Navar among some of the other women who are running. So we got 10 of our top 14 seats. We have Democratic women running and competing, running strong, which is great. And then right after that, your next 5 seats, we have women running in 4 of those, including 3 Emerge alums, who we have running in Lynchburg and Risa Hayes, who we have running in Emporia and Mary Person, who we have running in Virginia Beach and Kat Porterfield. That's along with Liz Richardson over in the Eastern Shore. I was so happy to actually get a chance to meet her, by the way, and Don Lilpage over in Roanoke. And then we even have Dr. Miller in Danville. And so I think we have the ability this year to not only sweep with the statewide, but to have the most significant expansion of a progressive Democratic House in possibly Virginia history here. Because the last time Democrats had real power like this, it was still a very, we'll just say, old school Southern party. So I think that we've got a really, really good shot of having, an incredibly strong fall. All we have to do, as I'm watching this game right now in front of my very eyes, is we've got to run the play. You all know exactly what that entails. You already know that means that we've got to knock doors, make phone calls, donate to campaigns, send those text messages, write those postcards, staff the polls on election day, and every single day that we have early voting, making sure people are getting those are getting those sample ballots in their hands. And then finally, the last thing I would just tell you here is that at this time, I know how scary the world is for so many people who feel alienated, for people who feel that they're being singled out and stigmatized, for people who cannot believe the descent into insanity that they're watching from the federal government every single day and a state government that's complicit with it. What we do in Virginia will not only be heard across the country, it will be heard around the world. Let's give them hope again. Let's go win big this November 4th. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you, Danica Rome. I would say, let's say that the sisters are doing it for themselves. I'm excited. Right, sisters, we'll get that stinger set up. I want to get our crushers out tonight for sure. To flip it blue, to pass policy that secures our freedom for voting, equality, and reproductive rights. There's a woman doing it every day. That's Andrea Miller. And I'd just like to welcome her for our next segment to talk about what we're doing. That's about it. And I'm going to say that I want to say everybody in the room, I know you're in a group, an individual group. I know you're probably in one of these. And now tell us actually what organizations you're in, because it's not like we left you out. There's just a few of us that got together this week and said, we got to do something. And this is how we win, right, Andrea? You started this organization, National Women's Political Caucus. You brought it here to Virginia. You did it yourself. Sisters have to do it for ourselves. It is up to us, right? No one's going to sit around and do it for us.
Yes. Oh, Catherine, so great to be here. I am loving this. Now, some numbers that I want you to know. There are 100 House of Delegate seats. 56 Democratic women are running for those seats. 25 are incumbents. Drum roll, please. Yes. 31 are challengers. and 18 are first-time candidates. National Women's Political Caucus of Virginia, we have endorsed 40 of those candidates. Now, our endorsement, we are writing postcards for these candidates, not just the ones that everybody thinks are going to win, but for the ones that are running in tough districts. We have got their backs. We are running phone banks for those candidates. We invested in a dialer. So we're going to have the dialer. Some people are like, yeah, it's still scary. We don't like it. Our dialer leaves messages. So we're bringing back the regular one where, yeah, you're dialing from your computer and you can leave messages, but it's not mean and scary. So we heard you. We're putting both types of technology out there. We will be canvassing. These women deserve to win because the men they are running against ain't worth shit. There, I said it.
You said it. Penny's laughing. Penny Blue. He made Penny laugh. Yeah, you're right. And I'm going to say that 56. And again, I want us to think differently. You know, when we get on calls, everybody goes, you got to knock doors, you got to write postcards. Yeah, we kind of know that, right? But why do we do it differently? It's like the woman, these organizations, and Penny's going to be talking later. It's when we collectively work together that makes a difference, with that fire in our belly, focused on what we want. And we need to make sure that we have that energy together. I can't say it enough again, that's why we're here tonight, right? And we have things, tangible things for people to do. So back to the dialer, what we'll share with people on this call, we'll say to you, get your organization, get your group, get your couple girlfriends to pick a night to dial in for these women on the ballot and have a party around it. Put party hats on, get your martini out and call. Make it different, do something, right? We have dialers. What else we're going to do? We're going to, some fundraisers we're going to have, but it's really a lot of the groups working together to write postcards. You have special postcards. We'll talk about those later too.
And I put the postcards in the chat. We've got some beautiful new postcards for 2025 and about our phone banks. We have our own data. We have better data than the party has. So we've got good phone numbers. There really are people there.
Yeah, we have good data. So we're doing it for ourselves. We're doing it differently. And again, I'm so grateful that we are all working together, and with other groups like Planned Parenthood, Repo Rising, they're going to be doing the constitutional amendments that really, when you go door to door, talk to these voters about what really matters to them. Your neighbors, some of these scripts we get are just like, throw that script out and talk real, talk authentically, because we really might got to make sure we get people understand what's at stake. So Andrea, what I would like to do is get people busy with their boots on the ground. So are we ready to, let's bring up Robin, because we have prize time. Woo, everybody. Come on up, like this. Here's Robin.
So I'm here to talk about something that everybody can do right now, is that we're having a 4-night postcard party. Yes, let me share the screen with this. With 100 delegates running, heck, it's time to throw a party. So we're going to be writing postcards for these delegates. We've got 4 nights. It's a party, a national party, these 4 nights. You get your postcards and your addresses beforehand, and we're going to have it stock full of candidates. For 2 hours, you will not only be writing for candidates, you'll get to ask questions of these candidates. It's 3 nights that are Monday and 1 is a Sunday, but 3 nights are delegates. But you know who we love as much as our delegates? Our school board candidates. So 1 night is all school boards. In that, if you want to sign up, go to postcards4va.com/parties, choose your night. Starting on September 1st, we'll announce which candidates are coming which night. but every night is going to be golden because we have such wonderful candidates. You might come in because you want to hear a candidate that you've known for a while and you're writing for, but we hope you'll leave having fallen in love with some of the candidates you haven't heard of before.
No, what's different too? Like we have a lot of postcarding groups around that are meeting right now, which is awesome. And you're kind of in charge of that as well. So there's a couple different ways to write. This is a concerted national party where you can get your friends together, organize it. But there's also, what are the other ways to write for the other candidates?
Well, we have all of the endorsed candidates for the National Women's Political Caucus. We also have a lot of our wonderful men who are running. We're really focusing on the new candidates as opposed to the incumbents, unless they really need our help. And then we are always there for them. So you can go to Postcards for VA, you sign up there, and then you get an account in our self-service 24/7 self-service of address portal. You choose the candidate, you get the addresses, exact number you want at that moment. And you, in addition to the instructions, you can find out where you can buy postcards. We have wonderful postcards. You might want to get some of the lovely ones from National Women's Political Caucus. We also have an entire series of postcards, postcard groups together around a table with speech bubbles around them to show that we are real people writing for real candidates, that we and that we own it. That's what we're doing. This year for Postcards for VA, all our postcards have one big message: vote early and name recognition for the candidate. Also, we are the anti-direct mail. We want them to know that these candidates have real people behind them. So our messaging shows that we are real people who are doing this.
Yeah, and differently than, let's just call it the caucus or the party, whoever these people are, we really look at the whole 100 and we try to help everybody that we possibly can. And if we can't, we try to find somebody that will. So we really are trying to do that. One thing I would love to say, since we're on postcards, let's do our first prize. And could we do it? If you're
yes. Oh, wait, let me get the prizes up so people can.
We're going to do a little trivia just real quick before we move on to Penny. Penny Blue from.
So here's our.
And look at the prizes.
Look at these great prizes. And did you see, you can see the postcards and look at those buttons.
Yeah, I got them right here. We'll be mailing them to the winner. And what we're going to do is I'm going to read the question. And so our chat watchers, if you're the first one in the chat, you get it answered correctly, we can let the first person pick their prize. How about that? Keep that up.
Sure. And I've got my pen out. I'm going to write down who's the first person.
Okay, we're ready. Is everybody ready? Listen closely. And if you're on the team, you cannot play. Okay, just so you already saw the question and the answers. Okay, ready. Which of these women were founding members of the National Women's Political Caucus? Gloria Steinem, Shirley Chisholm, Bella Abzug, Betty Friedan, Fannie Lou Hamer. Which one were the founding members?
We have a winner. Susan Cushman was right. All of them.
All of them.
They're all
Okay,
awesome.
Susan.
Awesome
Which
people.
one?
Awesome women. Yep.
Yeah, Susan, which prize would you like? The prizes, these are the postcards. You can get a pack of postcards, a Mad as Hell t-shirt, the feminist buttons, or the Now bag.
I'll take the postcards. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Got
right.
it.
Love
Okay.
that.
Susan, in the chat, direct message me with your mailing address.
Yeah.
I sure will. Thanks.
All right.
This is good. Okay, attentive people that want to win. If you want to win, ready? Next question. Who said, if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair? That's easy. We know.
Oh, wait, Susan. Okay.
If you won once, you can't win again. That's the game. You got it? I saw it go across there. I don't know who went first, though. Do we have a winner?
I just put my email in the chat.
Okay. I'm sorry. Was it?
Okay, let's look at the chat for our first one. But okay.
It's the first one I think was Charlotte Gibson.
Charlotte, of course, she was the president of Now in Charlottesville. She better get that one right. Okay, Charlotte, what would you like? We have one other pack of postcards, I believe, and we also have the other prizes.
I have a lot of them. And if
Okay.
everybody wants postcards, I'll give that to everybody.
Buttons. Charlotte wants the buttons. Okay, Charlotte.
I got it.
Visit them. Give us. I may have your address, but go ahead and send it to. You can send it to me.
You
or
know what?
Robin.
They're giving me their email, so I'll email for the
That's
address.
fine. Yeah, that's perfect. All right.
Okay.
So we have one more. We could
One more. Okay.
Okay. The 19th Amendment giving women the right. Okay, sorry. The 19th Amendment giving women the vote was passed August 26, 1920. But when did Virginia recognize it that women had the vote? Dumb Virginia. When did we do it? What year did Virginia recognize it? Uh-oh, no. Julie, almost, but not. What year? I know somebody's Googling it now. Get on your phone. Oh, get in there. Okay, a little off. Not yet. Close. Gail's close. Getting there. Not quite there yet. I love it. Some thinkers. I love the guesses. Diane, way later. Okay. Come on. Somebody has the quick access to their Google phone. When did Virginia? And let me just say, Indigenous and African American women did not get their votes until 1965, but 60 something's not an answer. Okay.
Wait. No, somebody got it. Dorothy.
Dorothy. All
Dorothy
right.
got it.
Dorothy, what would you want? What do you want? And let's pull up. Let's go. Okay, then let's start. Let's get up Penny. I want to bring Penny Blue into this picture. What a bunch of fun we're having. Penny, you already had a night that you were doing stuff. So let's get Penny in. All right, Penny Blue from Red Wine and Blue. And let me just say that we're doing it for ourselves. Penny, great to see you. You're on screen. What the heck are we going to do, friend? I could see you.
Okay, great. Thank you. First of all these other women that have spoken before have been awesome. They've definitely been on target. Just for some of you all, I am the Virginia Program Director for Red, Wine, and Blue. And Red, Wine, and Blue is over 650,000 women across the nation. And one of the things that our Congresswoman McClellan said is that everything in Washington is terrible, which we know that. But that is why Red, Wine, and Blue this year, our focus is, our logo is, when they go low, we go local, because that is where we can make the difference. We have got to win these statewide races. We've got to win the House. And I have to tell you, I was at an event earlier this week, and our speaker, Don Scott, was there. He said, Virginia is for lovers. Let's send Donald Trump a love letter. And I said, I love it. And the way that Red, Wine, and Blue plans to do that, I want you all to go to your app, whatever app store you have, go to your app store and download the new Red, Wine, and Blue app. And it's going to give you access to tons of information. One of the first things you can see is it talks about our friend-to-friend organizing, and will give you access to the Virginia rally. And that's important. As the thing about women, we can do a number of things, and we have to do a number of things. For instance, we have to write postcards. That is important. We have to knock on doors. That is important. We have to make these phone calls. That is important. But it's been shown the number one way to impact the vote is friend-to-friend organizing, because that is a trusted voice. I know there are women on this call where people call and say, who should I vote for? Not only that, you need to reach out to folks that you know. Everybody in your circle of influence, you need to document it and reach out to them and make that phone call. And the beauty about this app, it tells you, and it's from a public source, it tells you who's voted, so you'll know who to stop bugging. It tells you whether they voted in X number of races and et cetera. And we provide you information, and we can target it. For instance, if you list, let's say I have 40 people listed. Well, if I have we give you information on different school board races. And so it will tell me how many of those 40 people are in this school board district that I need to send this information to. It will tell you how many people in this particular house district that I need to send this information to. And of course, then we have information in there about Jay Jones, and you send it across the state. So this
All in
is
one place. All in
all
one
in
place.
one place.
That's awesome. I love it.
Yes. And then you have access to our voters guide. We are supporting 21 house districts, and we list those. And the reason we support that is because we looked at the data. And not only do we want to have a one vote majority in the House, we believe that we can have more than a one vote majority. And this is yeah, and this is how we do it. It will show you our conversations that you can have, and you'll have access to talk to other women. It's sort of like a Facebook for what it is we're trying to do.
Oh,
And so
I think I know. Maybe it's like that. I've been in. Is it one of those kind of groups you can get into different groups inside that app? Like, is it?
yeah,
like
if you go in, you can have
Something like
conversations.
Unite
You,
Work,
you
yeah.
can get access to our Trouble Nation teams, access to our app, voters guide, and just information. But go to your app store and download the Red, Wine, and Blue
In
app.
blue. And also go to Red, Wine, and Blue. If you're not in Trouble Nation, find one. I'm in Blue Nova Squad. Join a group, because I can tell you that what the power I see at Red, White, and Blue is that women get together and do stuff, and it's fun. You get, a lot of good times, but it's good times getting really important things done and making good trouble. Thank you, Penny. Stick with us, because we're going to have Stair Calhoun up next. Talk about, yes, go ahead. You have something else on your mind. I saw Penny was about to say something.
Yeah, I just want to say, you mentioned the Trouble Nation. If you would download this app, you can find the Trouble Nation. You can go to our Trouble Nation teams from this app.
You will. So yes, Stair Calhoun
Thank
is
you.
with us. How about that? Thank you, Penny. I'm going to let you have it, friend. I'm going to let you take over. And thank you.
Thank you, Penny. This was really great. And I think that what the bigger groups have done to make smaller groups is really great. So the question that was posed to me is, how can you take action to ensure that Abigail Spanberger, Gonzalo Hashmi, and Jay Jones get elected this November, along with our fabulous and courageous 100 delegate candidates throughout the Commonwealth? Well, you can start in person with us this fall. Network Nova and the Virginia Grassroots are sponsoring 2 major weekends of action. Our first one is September 19th to 20th for Donna Littlepage, House District 40, and Lily Franklin, House District 41. I put the link to indicate interest in the chat, or actually I haven't really yet. If you haven't heard, these are 2 candidates well worth supporting. Please join us. Our second weekend is Coastal Virginia, sponsored by COVA Coalition. We will be focusing on House Districts 89, 98, and 99. Join us. We've been there, and we know the value and importance of talking to people and building and strengthening communities. I put links and detailed info in the chat. Once again, in person, please join. Another major way to work together for the win is to join our Friday Power Lunch community. You can start right now by signing up with us for tomorrow's National Friday Power Lunch, where we celebrate our 222nd show in our 5th year. This is our commitment and community. We have a vibrant Friday Power Lunch Substack with Friday Power Lunch contact, commentary, and Fennell's hot takes. You can go straight to FridayPowerLunch.com to learn more and view all the amazing shows we have hosted, or sign up straight away with the link I'll put in the chat. We also post Badass Blasts with Network Nova and Viva La Resistance contact and calls to action. Thank you. Let's get it done. When we work together, we win.
We work together. We went, thank you, friend. And the Badass Boutique, we all have our shirts on. I want to brag on our shirt. We love these shirts. On the back, it says, do not obey in advance. Yes, Kabi, I see that she has her shirt. She's showing it there. One part of this kind of thing we're doing is really visibility. And if you don't have a sign, make a sign. We are going to be ordering signs because we have a hard time getting them. So we're going to do it. And like Fennell said, you can't find it, do it, make it, say it. So I want to bring up Cobby Hoffman and the whole team back together again. And then we are going to dance out to a video. Could add the spotlight in. Robin, I'm going to add you in too, even though you're working. And Penny, get Penny in here. And fast on the finger, Johnny over here is trying to get everybody in. Do I got everybody? Oh, Chuck, good to see Chuck. And there's a feminist in the room. Chuck, great to see Chuck Moran in here from Rural Ground Game. Yes, and like I said, this is only a spattering of the groups that we are in coalition with. I want to say that Denver Orsinger is out there, and I would like to grab her to get her up here if I could. And Laura Martinez, I see Laura, and I will just go to get everybody. But what's really important, what Dennis and Fennell are doing is our power packs. So Fennell, do you want to talk about that real quick, what you guys are up to?
Yes, I do. So first of all, Dennis and Stair are both fabulous, and you two, everybody, in terms of working on the power packs and really bringing it to life. So what we have been doing is spotlighting a power pack every Friday. Well, not every Friday, but enough of them that they get their spotlight on Friday. I call it, it's like fantasy football. It's the fantasy power pack. And so we are asking people to adopt the power pack. They need your help. Some of them are getting a pretty good support, but some of them really do need our help. Robin makes sure that they are having postcards written for them, and we're making sure that we're putting strategies in place for them. So in September and the 1st of October, you guys will see that first up is going to be Rachel Bitterkoffer for a strategy session. Let's see, what do we call it? Supper and a strategy? What is it? Yeah.
Supper strategy session.
Yes, supper strategy session. Yes, yes. Yeah, we worked hard on that name, just so you guys know that. But anyway, so there's going to be strategy sessions. I know that there are 2 other people that we're going to have for strategy sessions. I don't know if they've been finalized yet, but we're working on them. They're going to be very excited. I'll just tell you guys, it's Antonia Scatton that we're working on, and Lily Thorne. Those are the folks that people have been asking for a strategy session. So we are really, really excited. We're making sure that we're going to give these candidates everything that they need, because as Robin says, if they had to pay us, no one could afford us.
Couldn't afford it. And I want to say the Virginia Grassroots Coalition website link, and we will put that in there. If that's where you'll find all the power packs. So tonight, before you leave, make sure you look at that map, adopt a power pack, and then sign up, and we'll be in contact with you and help you get together with the candidates, with us, do things. It's not normal. Nothing is normal right now. Tomorrow, our show is all like, this shit ain't normal. So we got to go at it so many different ways. And that's the way we've won before, with that energy in our belly, because we cared about our values. We cared about these issues. We cared about each other. We care about our children. We care about the climate. We know that we stand on the shoulders of ancestors before us. They went through shit, and it is our time, and we can't complain. We're not whining. We're working. So I want to make sure to thank now Cobby for just getting inspired. And Ellie, how about some last words from a person that, when we talk about standing on the shoulders of 55 years of work, I want to make sure you are unmute and get a chance to thank everybody. Can you go ahead and unmute, Ellie, if you want to say something? Cobby? Go ahead.
I just want to say great program and great actions of what we can each do to mobilize voters and basically come together and shape the future of this Commonwealth and protect our freedoms, reverse the damage that's been done, and elect equality candidates from top to bottom.
Yeah,
and
we made
I'm
this
really
state-
excited, and you know, with the good people here, we can have a lot of fun in the process. So
we're here together because of what we did. So Ellie.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
do it
yes.
again.
This fires, I hope that fires everybody up. I know it makes us think we got to do even more and more, but it's going to be, we're making history. This is it. And we're not going backwards. And they've got to know it. And I think personally that our movement will grow and grow. This is the beginning of this round. Remember, we've been in round after round, and we're not going away. So,
yeah, I agree. I want to say, I see Lynn Revo Cohen. Lynn, thank you for being in the room. You've given so much to the movement. There's a lot. If talk about music, Lynn, put your website and information in there. If you want some great music to go with your campaign or your organization, Lynn is just an incredible artist and creative with all that. So make sure that you share that info. Andrea, any last word? I want to go around real quick. Any last words?
Despair is not a strategy. We will use elections as resistance. We are women. We've raised children. We are used to shoveling shit.
Not shit thing tonight. Esther. Esther's laughing. Esther, what the last words? You're just. Okay. For now.
I'm going to stick with Frederick Douglass and I'll repeat it again. I prayed for 15 years and nothing happened until I prayed with my feet. So it's up to us to figure our prayer and do our work.
Yes, Penny.
I'm going to stick with Don Scott. I'm ready to send Trump a love letter from Virginia.
Robin.
I'm going to go with all these amazing badass women in Virginia. How can we not succeed?
Exactly. Dennis.
Oh, I always want to stick with Final's quotes. I ditto whatever she says.
Ditto Final. And Esther, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to go with, we got to go with when we work together, we win.
When we vote, we win.
We win.
We work together,
Work
we
together.
win.
We can do it. So with that, we want to dance.
We can do it. Yes.
We're going to dance out. Robin's going to put up
Sleeves
our
up.
favorite. It's up to us, guys. And it's our favorite. Be back in touch.
I will.
There's been so many things that held us down, but now it looks like things are finally coming around. I know we've got a long, long way to go, and where we'll end up, I don't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. We're putting ourselves together, we're polishing up our record. And if you've ever been held down before, I know you refuse to be held down anymore. Don't you let nothing, nothing stand in your way. I want you all to listen, listen to every word I say, every word I say. Ain't no stopping us now. Ain't no stopping us now. We've got it. Ain't no stopping us now.
Here again.
I know. Ain't no stopping us now. We've got it.
All right. See you tomorrow in the room. Friday Power Lunch kicks off at noon. See you then.
See you
Thanks,
then.
everybody. Good night.
Hey, everybody.
Good night.